Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 13 and has autism. We paint together, working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds, and then I paint the rest. So, happy Tuesday. Did you hear the little question mark in my all the days feel like they're like one big day now. I'm it just everything is blending together. With all this snow, we are currently in the sleet phase of our day. That's thinking it's going to change into snow in a little while. Maybe it's gonna keep being sleet. I'm not sure. We're just gonna go with, oh, okay, that's what we got today. As my mom said, she doesn't think our ice is going to melt until the 4th of July. It's interesting. I've lived up here since 2009. I grew up in Florida, Texas, Ohio, West Virginia, and now I currently reside in the state of confusion. But it's okay. They know me here. But no matter what state I've lived in, me and my GPS never get along. It always says bear to the right, bear to the right. And I'm like, no, deer to the left. Okay, so you didn't know you were going to be part of the comedy show today. I need to get back on stage. I'm not on it enough. And right now, everything just doesn't seem like I can get there. One day. I'm working on it. But that's my little comedy thing. So anyways, I grew up in Florida. And then I lived in Texas for about 10 years. And then in Ohio for 3 years in Circleville near Columbus. Oh, I loved Circleville. It's the home of the pumpkin show. And some amazing food in Circleville. I love food, so I can pretty much food, and more food, please. Oh, so a lot has changed. And that's one of the things that's kind of daunting some days. I'm not feeling great today to begin with. I was up way too many times last night, and sometimes with Owen, it's hard because he has an agenda, and this weather has been extremely hard on his routine, and I get it. I mean, I totally and completely get that this is hard. It's hard. This is hard, people. This is hard. But he can't comprehend that yelling at me or being upset with me is going to change the fact that he may or may not get to do the things that he wants on specific days. And it breaks my heart because last week on Monday when he couldn't go to school and he was supposed to be able to go to school, but he couldn't go to school. This was all heartbreaking because he was crying and he was going to miss all of his activities. Now, a lot of the things, and here we are. This is emotional because you can't compare anyone to anyone, but yet that's what we do. We do it, and we do it, and we do it. And, there are a lot of kids that can't wait for a snow day or this day or that day or whatever day. Well, Owen wants all the days to be school days. He doesn't want the days to be not what he wants them to be. And so when you're talking about things, like, it's just unbelievable that, like, he can't go to his therapy or his appointments or his whatever it is, grandma's house, church, this, that. And like, we had church this past Sunday. We didn't have it the Sunday before, but I walk with canes. I am very slow, and on a good day, I have a hard time walking sometimes. And when you add that into snow moments, and all the ice and the, just trying to get him going there, just all of it. The roads, I was like, I can't get him out on Sunday when I don't know that the roads, I just couldn't, all of the things. And so we stayed home. And so many others did too. I mean, it's, the weather outside is not delightful. Okay, I open my windows for a little bit. I know that's crazy in winter, but I like doing that to, like, air out everything. And we'd been like, and why are bugs still alive at this particular moment? I don't get it. It was frozen. There was a gnat flying. Anyways, anyways, okay. So, it's just, it's hard and emotional for him to even understand that and to go through all of this. So when I look at these days, this morning, like I said, today has been just a hard, day for me. Most of the days I'm feeling pretty good. But there are some days, like, I didn't sleep last night. And even though was October, like, very end of October was my last treatment, honestly, there's some days I just feel like I'm still on chemo. Your body's worn out, and some things just, I don't know, just don't trigger, don't sit right, don't, whatever it is. And that's how I was feeling today, is just not feeling good. I just wasn't feeling good. And Owen, like, the more that I tried to explain it to him, the more it was just about him wanting to know when we were going to grandma's house. And I get it. I understand. But it's hard when I can't tell him that mommy just needs a minute. And the more that I talk to him about things, the harder sometimes it gets for him. And so he will laugh, he will joke more, or he'll, his new, well, I won't say new, it's a thing that he's done off and on throughout the years. He licks, bags, or he'll pick up something and bite it, or he bites the couch, or he just does, yesterday, all the days are blending together. I had given him some chips, and I went to the bathroom, and I came out, and he handed me the chip clip, the bag clip that I had put on it, and it was in 3 pieces. And he doesn't always intentionally try to break things, but he breaks a lot of things. And it's curiosity, he doesn't know how something works. He wants to figure it out. He knows something is at its point, like he throws his toys on the ground because he thinks it's funny when they make slower noises, or he wants to see how many times something. And at that, I say he's doing it for a reason, but I couldn't begin to tell you why something is happening. or why he's doing, what he's doing. And it's hard on him. It's hard for him. But in the same thing, it's hard on the mama, because I don't want my baby doing, it's emotional. I don't want him to be breaking things. I don't want him to feel those pains. I don't want him to, it's sad. It's emotional. It's draining. It's my son. He's my world. And looking at something and going, okay, well, and it's just a bad clip. But when he's having hard days, he bites his finger. Or when he was little, I can't tell you how many shirts we went through, because shirt after shirt after shirt he would chew on. And, you try this kind of chewy, and you try that kind of chewy, and you try this kind of thing, and you try that kind of thing, and none of it works. So I would go to the thrift stores and buy, shirts, 5 shirts. And I had several friends that just gave us all their, their boy clothes. But he would just go through shirt after shirt after shirt after shirt. And it's emotional. That's one of the reasons that I started sharing our journey with autism, was because I want others to know their journey may not be exactly the same, but in my world, a ton of shirts for my son was what I had to go through. And you want the best for him. And back then, he talked a little bit, but nothing compared to what he does now. And even at that, sometimes now he can't always explain what he's trying to say, or know. I don't necessarily know what he's meaning or wants me to know. And some days it's daunting, because he wants me to understand something, and he's trying so hard for me to understand something, and I'm trying so hard for him to understand something that I need him to understand. But that's not always where his mind is, or how he can relate to something. And so we just have to keep moving forward. We have to keep working on those moments, and working together to figure out how we can do different things. So I think back, and my friend had suggested that I paint with Owen. And I told her, I'm not a painter. I didn't paint because painting, you have to do, you need, in my mind and my thoughts were, you have to be perfect. You have to be able to paint. And I shake. I don't do everything perfect. I don't know all the tips and tricks and ways to do everything. But one day I was like, okay, sure, I'll paint. And working with him, it was great. We did a lot of the hand over hand method, where I would put my hand, even if I touched it just lightly on there, or held him at the wrist or any of that, then he was a little more controlled with it, and it was easier for him to kind of deal with. And so we went from that to where and I include this in a lot of the videos. He does a lot of circular motions, and then we'll go back and straighten out the painting, it's the background itself. And he still can't go through and like do the whole background himself. But I think about that, and I think where he was and where he is today. I'm so thankful that my friend told me to paint. And it's just hard some days because, like I said, today I just wasn't feeling good. And the more I tried to get him to understand that we may not be able to do the things that he wants to this week again, because we're right now having sleet, snow, rain. I don't know. It keeps changing. We might get 2 or 3 inches again tonight, overnight. And so that may delay school again tomorrow. He wants to go to his grandma's house tomorrow. And last week I started telling this, but I don't think I finished. He was crying so much because he couldn't do his routine on Monday, so a little over a week ago. And I looked at the calendar, the weather app, and I just was like, buddy, we're not getting out of here. You're not going back to school until Wednesday, so like tomorrow. But he went back to school yesterday. But I didn't want him, like, he understands kind of what vacation, he doesn't necessarily like them, but he understands like vacation days and teacher planning days and things like that. Now he's starting to kind of understand that a little bit more. So I told him it was a snow holiday, that there was nothing mommy could do, nothing that his teacher could do, nothing that grandma could do. It was a snow holiday and we had to stay home. And so it took a little bit, but once I kind of stuck to that theory that we couldn't go anywhere, no matter how many times he asked me, he started relaxing about it, and he wasn't crying and he wasn't as upset. And I told him that after school tomorrow, a week ago, but I told him that he could go to his grandma's house. Well, I looked at the app yesterday. They had already told us that they were going to be a 2-hour delay, but I wasn't going to tell him until the bus was actually on its way. And thankfully, the bus app was working yesterday. It was not working today. So when I saw that, thank you so much. Thank you. When I saw that the app was working, I let him know about 30 minutes before he got on the bus. It moved a little bit quicker because it couldn't get some of the students because of the snow. So he was so excited. But he still thinks that he's going to his grandma's house tomorrow, which he might be able to. But I literally today was just able to get I had a friend that tried to get a lot of it off the ice. Oh, so I was doing something and it went out. So, anyways, I was able to get some of the ice off today from my sidewalk. Thankfully, my friend had really done, him and his son came and they did a ton of it, but it was still so frozen. So I was able to get more of it off today, but it was still, still so much on the regular parts of the road. So again, he may get to go to his grandma's tomorrow, but I don't know. I can't make that promise to him. I was supposed to go do some stuff tonight. But again, I don't know between how I'm feeling today and how sleet and snow and ice, I've canceled more appointments this week. It's just, I just can't go. So it's funny, I started this out and I was going to do a cross on this, but I didn't leave myself with a space that I was thinking I was going to do it. So I am going to have to, I'm going to have to do another one in the way I think about it and try to see if I can do it that way. So I think I'm just going to leave this one as it is, the way it is. So we're pretty much done there, I think. Okay, so I think I've said so. Oh, I think I need some blue up here. Okay, so we do O for Owen, and then L and B. There we go. Okay, well, thanks so much for watching and being a part of our day. Toodles, toodles.